Thank you for staying with us. Insecurity on the highway has become a major challenge in Nigeria as citizens bear the brunt of several attacks by criminals. Kidnapping is now a lucrative business across states of the Federation as some individuals abduct people for rituals or in exchange for ransom. The strength or weakness of the security framework of a country is intricately linked with the level of security or insecurity obtainable on our highways. The major theaters for unleashing terror on law-abiding citizens of this country are on the highways. Tales of war abound of the calamity suffered by many and casualty of loved ones as a result of the horror lurking on our roads. Many who had suffered any form of assault or the other on the highways had somehow identified the dramatis personae making their attacks as plain hardened criminals who seem to be experienced in the art of firearms. Now, tackling the situation by security operatives has become very paramount at this time as many innocent citizens continue to suffer this increasing menace. Well, joining us in the studio is security project specialist Ishola Kehinde Tunde. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now, when we talk about security on our roads and security in general, every day you pick up the newspapers, you find one issue or the other that has happened that has to relate with security. And from what some have said, it is about our security framework as it is. I wonder if you see that as being the problem and what really is wrong with our framework as a country.
As a country, the security framework needs to be redesigned because the way it was now, people have a lackadaisical attitude towards life, and government need to rise to that occasion by providing enabling environment for everybody to participate. And that could be done with what we have in place. Since everywhere in Nigeria has something to do with security, and all of us have to be involved. And as it is, we need to have a mechanism in place. And such mechanism have to, with the technology all over the world, it is the first thing they need to adopt. And once that is adopted, it will help to reduce the security aspect of the country in general.
Are you saying that we haven't introduced technology in our fight against insecurity as a country? Because we've seen how they've deployed that across the country.
What we have is not enough in the sense that the intelligence gathering, it is not being encouraged. Then two, improving the security aspect, the policing aspect of it is not enough based on the number we have in the country. So there is need to increase the policing on our road. And there is need for everybody to have participatory attitude toward life of each and every one of us in the country.
In talking about introducing technology in order to safeguard the lives of people on our roads, there is something they call Advanced Traveler Information System, which would provide real-time true identities of commuters, origin and destination of travelers, and as well as travelers' route information. I'm not sure whether we have it.
Thank you very much for that statement. We don't, and I will say we have. What we have relating to that is a little bit out of it, and it's manual. Because first of all, the number of people that traveled out in a particular region, they cannot account for it when there's an accident. And if you look at it, last year alone, within the first quarter, we have quite an enormous number of accidents. Then we have almost 2,341 accidents involved. Then 3,248 vehicles involved. And we have 16,102 people involved. And 1,348 deaths rising. And we have 7,744 people with injury. So with that, it became increasing if we have to have the whole total for that year alone. That is just for the first quarter. But in that again, they cannot account for the family of those people who have lost their life. based on the manual way we have in doing that. But with technology involved, in which my own company has spearhead, that is Greater Good Technology, then that technology have to do with everybody in Nigeria. If you have 10 people, there is no way you will not see 7 out of them that have a mobile phone. And using that alone, it will reduce the accident in the country drastically, because when they notice anything on the road, the app will tell you when there's an overspeeding. The app will tell you when you need to caution the driver, and you do that where he failed. You can as well contact the nearest security agent, be it road safety or highway police on the road. They will get the alert that, yes, there's somebody that's giving them a sign. Then they can line up the whole vehicle within that particular period and check them one after the other. Then that will calm the driver down to know that, yes, he needed to. And also, in each of the kilometers, the distance, the government needs to map an agency there who have to continue to remind the driver. Because if you look at it, everybody wanted to get to a particular place within a particular minute, which is not possible. So when doing that, everybody will know that, yes, people's life is in their hand. Sometimes you tell a driver that you are over speeding. They tell you that, no, you are disturbing me. That because they want to cover a distance within a second, which is people's life. So with the app mobile alone, you have all the passenger names listed. Everybody have a phone. You have to have your information on that phone. Then when you get to a park, the same park that you are going to, you already have their register on the database. So the moment you are putting it your number, you are doing everything, it has already been captured. And that also prevents a data pilfering. A situation whereby
because that was going to be my next question. We know how we are with data protection.
That is exactly.
And, you know, this information, protecting it, keeping it in such a way that, like you mentioned, we do not have pilfering, and then so many things are happening with your information as it is.
Exactly.
Because we have not had that attitude of really, really having a database that country.
Thank you. Then just about the harbor that I was telling you, it has everything stuck in it. And if government can be able to imbibe that, the local government, the state government, and the federal government, the security aspect of the country will be at alert. Everybody will know that they have a duty to participate. Even you as a person, when you are going and you are being suspicious of anybody, you don't have to look for the next person to call. You can use your phone to report yourself. When there's an accident, there's a mass barrier in this country simply because they cannot identify who is their family. But in that regard, once you have everything in your database and your phone number, what the law enforcement agent just need to do is to have their number, the vehicle's number put on their phone. They get all the list of the passenger rather than the paper. In those papers in the past, when you go to anywhere, you can easily see your phone number on the road. Somebody will now say that, okay, I want to test this number whether we go. And you call in mind and you happen to be one of the highly placed people in Nigeria. You become a threat. And they use that to rob you. They use that to frame you, all sorts of things. So in that regard, even Nigeria too have an habit. That paper, the moment they give it to them, they believe that, this paper again, they just write any number on it, either correct or not correct.
Yeah, but you just said it that some people might, find the paper on the road and they start hacking.
Exactly. Because
so they're trying to protect themselves from those hawks.
Exactly. Because by doing so, it's also a detriment to their own life too. If anything happened on the road, how would they be able to identify who is the next of kin? But in this case, with the app, you can easily know the park where you took the bus, the vehicle number that you boarded, and your destination where you are going. Even the destination sharing can be noticed. While you are going on the road, your parent could be able to monitor your movement.
So everyone has to have that app on their phone to be able to get this information.
It's an app. The moment you download WhatsApp, you download all sorts of things. You could as well download the same thing on your phone and put your information there. Then the park we also have an access to the park. So in case if there's a problem and you are going on the road, you encounter a kidnapping, an accident, or whatever, if you click anything there, the law enforcement agent will get an alert. They will know there's a problem. At random, within that particular destination, so they can come to your aid. If your park will also get a notification of what you have in place, that, okay, our vehicle that left so time has a problem somewhere. So if it is what they can be able to help, they will know.
All right. Let's quickly go on this break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Dark marks, I've tried everything. Nivea Lumina 630 works from day one with visible results in just 2 weeks and 71% dark marks reduction in 12. Join the 1 million women already using Lumina 630 from Nivea.
Thank you for staying with us. We've been looking at how we can control road accidents as well as also ensure security of lives on the roads with regards to what is happening now as a country. And we still have our guests with us in the studio in person of security project specialist Ishola Kehinde Tunde talking about this matter. You've been talking about a particular app that's the use of technology to addressing and reducing matters of insecurity and accidents on the road. The question is about how do people really how does that really address it? Because when an incident has happened, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind is safety first and not picking their phones to start talking about. They want to be sure they are okay, first of all.
Except those who will pick their phone and start taking pictures.
Taking pictures for social media and all of it. So I believe that the matter of orientation with regards to the drivers is where this matter should begin from. So how much more do we need to do with that regard? And then when we talk about collaboration with road safety and the Federal Road Safety Core as it is, it's also important. What are the collaborations we are looking to have much more to improve upon that? Then we now look at, okay, when we are now talking about technology, how are we engaging these persons who are actually on the roads talking about drivers?
Thank you. The road safety that I know, and I've been to different places during my research, I always see them organize seminar for drivers in the park, and they even visit some of the private transporters to do the same thing for them. That is one enlightenment in which I know they do. Then in a situation whereby I made mention of the app, in this case, they have to be part of it because they may have an access to be able to examine a particular bus or a particular vehicle, either drove, unloading, or speeding. And they really wanted to know what is in the bus or in the vehicle. So by doing so, everybody is involved in that regard to reduce the accident on the road in place. And I made mention of the over-speeding. There is going to be an alert as well, that the moment you are in the vehicle and the vehicle is being over-speeding, then you will always have the sign as a passenger to caution the driver. And in a situation whereby the driver refuses to listen to you, then you are in a situation to also alert the road safety on the road, or whoever is on the road. That is one. And another thing on the security aspect on the road as well, there is an intelligent gathering that involves the community and all other security apparatus within that environment as well. Just as we have various in Lagos State, the neighborhood and others. So they need to collaborate with the community, with other people's security, in order to be able to rise on to the situation whenever there is a threat within the community or within the road.
Some of our viewers who will be watching us will be wondering, what exactly is this app? And then you probably have to tell us the name and how you've told us what it does and how it can work and all of that. Has it been adopted somewhere and some other people using it currently? And you will not always be a commuter. You will not always be a passenger, in a moving vehicle. Sometimes you'll be out of the streets. You'll be out of the cars. If you're out, are you still going to be giving that information like your driver is over speeding and then you wonder, I'm just walking. So
No.
why is it alerting me?
You have to be in the bus traveling. And once you are there, the moment you on the app for your own security safety.
You connect your app to the driver's...
No. Your app is with you. You are not connecting it to anybody. The app is called Road PEMS. That is Road Transport Electronic Manifest Security Solution. Road Transport Electronic Manifest Solution.
Right, so is it being used?
It has not been used. Currently, we have one. There is one for NIWA, that's Nigeria Inland Waterways. So it is at the approved stage. It has been completed. It's already on the Google map.
So do you actually, are you introducing this to the government? Which governments are you in talks with?
Where we are already talking to the federal government, which is the National Inland Waterway Authority.
So it's not for roads, it's for waterways now.
The one for road is at the completion stage. The demo is out and it has been tested. That one for road, when you are traveling and the moment you enter the bus and the bus is filled up, the driver or with the help of POS as it's attached to it, the moment you pull in your phone number, all your information is already enlisted on the database. And once the bus speed up and the click completed, the red sign will come up on your phone where you are going to see the kidnapping, accident, fire, whatever. So anyone that is applicable to you when you press, then the security agent will definitely get the notification.
So at the back end, who gets all this information, who analyzes it such that we know how to perhaps build on the information gotten to prevent whatever is going on from happening again?
Then that means the security agent.
It's the security agency
Yes.
that will have the information at the back end?
Yes. They will have the information at the back end and act upon it.
But don't you think that that also is a security issue in itself, where there has been talks about certain persons being faith columnists, giving information to these persons who carry out these activities, that someone is alerting us that something is going on where you are?
It will not work except you board a bus. The emergency will only come up when you board a bus at the park.
The app will know that you are on the
Yes.
The app will know that you are on the bus.
Exactly.
That is without you activating the app, or you must have activated.
You must activate it because it is that app you will use to register your information on the database.
I'm talking about those who are, analyzing the information that is getting from this app. There are concerns that there are people within the security space who give information to persons who carry out these activities. How do we mitigate that with this kind of app?
The way to mitigate it is that nobody have access to that except those people that have the password, that is being registered. So the one for the security agent, nobody can have access to it. It's for them. The one for passenger is for passenger. The driver only have his own. So anyone that you are attached to, the one for the security agent need to be approved by their superior before they can have access to it. So also it is the driver. You cannot just carry your bus to park and say you want to load. You must register. The moment you register, the park manager or the garage manager need to approve it for you before you become part of them. So if there's a problem, they will be able to know where to trace it to.
How many legs, does this app have? For instance, in our own newsroom system, there's something we call Octopus in the newsroom. The presenter on air has, access. The person in the back end also has access. Every other person, but they work with the same thing with different, different entries. How many legs does this app have? Like the one for the passenger, driver, security agents. Who else?
Those are the only people. The park manager.
And the park manager, so that's
Yes.
about 4 different people
Yes.
using different interfaces.
Yes.
So it means that you have a lot of work to do, co-opting the security agents.
It's just a very simple thing. On the app, If you are a passenger, you will see. If you are a driver, you will see. If you are a passenger, you will see it there. So you can only click the one that is applicable to you that for you to have an access. So it's not as if that you have 4 hubs for everybody. It's just 1 hub.
So the next question, because there are those who are curious, is first why you are doing this, and why you decided to come up with this app, one, and then how this really curb matters of accidents, insecurity on the highway.
Firstly, why we do this app, we look at the situation within the environment, and we are looking for a way to reduce the crime and the loss of life. In the loss of life, we realize that when people board a vehicle going on a journey and they lost their life, we realize that they don't have anything to show. Some people write wrong name, wrong phone number, they cannot locate them. But there's no way you will do that with this app without having an OTP. When you have an OTP, we will confirm if you actually the number, the owner of the number, before you can be able to. Because definitely when he sends it to you, you go to another place if you are not the owner of the number. So that is for one security. Then another thing is that we now realize that, okay, these people that is traveling, whenever there is a problem, either an accident or a security lapses on the road, it is difficult for them to connect or contact the next person, except a person that see them and went to go and complain on their behalf. But right from them, whoever survived, or even a third person can as well do that on their behalf, that will get an immediate solution to the problem. People will rescue them, and at the same time, they can get instant medical attention.
All right. Sorry, one quick question again is that some of these drivers do not use internet-enabled phones. So is this app internet-enabled? And then they're on the roads, there are some places where there's no network at all. Yeah. So what happens?
You see, that is a peculiarity issue in Nigeria. Even your bank app sometimes fail you. But for those drivers, most of them that doesn't have app, that is why we now have to add POS into it. Using the POS.
So they will have to hold POS?
No. In the park, if a driver don't have an app, even a passenger, but you must register your information on the database with the app. So what you just need to do when you get to the park, if you don't have that, you can meet the POS person there and give your number to it. That will enlist it on the database. Then while you are going on the road, the passenger, there's no way you have a 14 passenger in a bus going out of a particular station that one person will not have a phone.
No, but there are places where you don't have internet network.
There's a places where you don't have internet network. We will try as much as possible to use, like the POS, work almost everywhere in Nigeria. So we have to...
On the road?
Almost everywhere in Nigeria. But on the road, if you don't have it at that particular period, the moment you leave that particular location, you definitely, the emergency information will definitely connect.
I'm wondering how true that statement is, that POS work everywhere, almost everywhere in Nigeria without, what exactly does it use? Does it not use the internet? Because I know even within here in Lagos, if you go to K2 and say you want to use POS, are you referring to the same POS machine?
Exactly.
Right, so there are some people that they will start looking for network all around.
There's an offline model that they can use. So all that too will be inculcated into the system.
So if it is offline, it can still transmit information.
Exactly.
Using the satellite system.
Exactly.
But because this matter of network on the roads, we know that it has been reported that most criminals operate areas where there are no networks, so that the activities cannot be monitored. So I'm wondering if you have considered that as well, factor that into the app, such that whether there's network or not is functioning.
Then we have to continue to improve on it, to find a way around it so that we can have a perfect solution.
Well, what you're advancing is more like a long-term solution to the issues that we have on our roads, the insecurity and all of that. Just like she started off, saying that it's broad security issues that we have in Nigeria, which has also gotten onto the roads. But what would you advocate as the short-term solution to the security issues we have on our motorways?
Thank you. The first thing that we advocate is intelligent gathering for the security that happen on the road, because there's no area where it happen where those within that particular environment don't know who they are, even they are being threatened. But with government involved, like giving them a tip like money and some other thing, definitely some people will rather give the information and have something to live on. And in doing that, we have to encourage the community people as well to have interaction with the people around. Government should advocate a set of people who have to go to different places to interact with them. They need to feel important. It's not until when we have a problem you will know that people live in this environment.
So do you think state police is the way to go?
To me, I think it is, because we live within ourselves. Even all the so-called police that they call the federal police live within a particular place, within the village, you know them, they interact with you, they do everything with you. So that is why when they commit any crime, the fact that before you can do anything, we have to get to the boss. But within the environment, at least, if it is not far-fetched for you to report a crime, then the crime will reduce.
And that's a fine place to leave the conversation. Security Project Specialist Ishola Kehinde Tunde, thank you for your time.
Thank you.